The chandelier flickered, just for a second. No one else noticed. But she did. Standing silently in the corner of the grand marble hall, gripping her worn cleaning cloth, the woman froze. Her eyes traced the ceiling, not in awe, but in recognition. Meanwhile, laughter echoed across the room. "Careful where you stand," the billionaire sneered, his voice cutting through the air like glass. "That floor costs more than your entire life." A few guests chuckled. She lowered her gaze, but her fingers tightened slightly. Because what none of them knew, was that she had once stood here before. And tonight, everything was about to change. Ethan Caldwell was a man who had built his empire on precision and pride. At just 42, he was the kind of billionaire who didn't just own luxury, he became it. Tailored suits, a watch worth more than most homes, and a reputation that followed him like a shadow, ruthless, sharp, and always in control. His mansion, perched on a quiet hill overlooking the city, wasn't just a home. It was a statement. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls, imported Italian marble, rare artwork, every inch whispered power. And tonight, it was on display. Investors, socialites, and business elites wandered through the halls, sipping champagne and praising Ethan's success. But in the background, unnoticed, uncelebrated, moved Maria. She wore a simple gray uniform, her hair tied neatly, her posture quiet but steady. Her hands moved with practiced ease, wiping, polishing, restoring shine to surfaces already immaculate. To them, she was invisible. To Ethan, she was a nuisance. "Hey," he snapped suddenly, gesturing toward her with irritation. "You missed a spot." Maria turned calmly, her eyes soft but alert. "I'll take care of it, sir." No hesitation. No resentment. Just quiet compliance. But behind that calm, something deeper stirred. Something old. Maria had been working as a cleaner for nearly a decade. Not because she lacked intelligence. Not because she lacked ambition. But because life had stripped everything else away. She lived in a small apartment on the edge of the city, sharing it with her younger brother, Daniel, who depended on her for everything. Medical bills, rent, food, it all rested on her shoulders. And yet, she carried it without complaint. Each morning, she woke before sunrise. Each night, she returned long after dark. Her life was a cycle of quiet endurance. But there was something different about tonight. From the moment she stepped into Ethan's mansion, a strange tension settled in her chest. The scent of polished wood, the echo of footsteps in the hallway, the way the staircase curved just slightly to the left, it all felt familiar. Too familiar. Still, she said nothing. Because some memories were better left buried. Or so she thought. As the evening progressed, Ethan grew more arrogant. With every compliment, every admiring glance from his guests, his ego swelled. Then, almost casually, he decided to entertain them. "Let's have a little fun," he said, swirling his drink. "You see that cleaner over there?" All eyes turned to Maria. She paused mid-motion, sensing the shift. "I believe in testing people," Ethan continued. "Seeing what they're really made of." He walked toward her slowly, a smirk forming. "Tell me," he said loudly, ensuring everyone could hear, "how much do you make in a month?" Maria hesitated for just a second. "Enough to get by, sir." A few guests exchanged awkward glances. Ethan chuckled. "Enough to get by? That's adorable." Then he pulled out his wallet, slid out a crisp stack of cash, and held it up. "I'll give you all of this," he said, "if you kneel right here and polish my shoes." Silence. The room held its breath. Maria looked at him. Then at the money. Then back at him. Her expression didn't change. "I'm here to clean the house, sir," she said softly. "Not people." A ripple of murmurs spread across the room. Ethan's smile tightened. "Oh, come on," he said, his tone sharpening. "Don't pretend you have dignity to protect. Everyone has a price." Maria didn't move. And for the first time that night, Ethan felt something unexpected. Resistance. The tension thickened. One of the guests cleared his throat, uncomfortable. But Ethan wasn't done. "Fine," he said coldly. "Let's raise the stakes." He doubled the money. "Now?" Maria's grip on her cloth tightened. Her heart pounded, not from temptation, but from something else entirely. Memories. Fragments. Echoes of a life that once existed within these very walls. She took a slow breath. Then, quietly, she spoke. "I'm sorry, sir, but no amount of money is worth losing yourself." The words landed heavier than anyone expected. And for a moment, Ethan didn't respond. Because something in her voice wasn't fear. It was certainty. The room shifted. What started as entertainment had become something else entirely. Ethan's jaw tightened. "Then maybe you're in the wrong place," he said coldly. "People like you don't belong here anyway." Maria lowered her gaze again. But this time, it wasn't submission. It was restraint. Because she knew something he didn't. And she wasn't sure if she should say it. Not yet. But then, her eyes drifted toward the far end of the hall. Toward a painting. A large, ornate piece that hung above the fireplace. Her breath caught. Because she recognized it. Not just the painting, but what was hidden behind it. And suddenly, everything clicked. Maria stepped forward. Slowly. Carefully. Ignoring the stares, the whispers, the tension. Ethan frowned. "What are you doing?" She didn't answer. Instead, she walked past him, straight toward the painting. The room fell silent. Her hand reached up, and gently touched the frame. "This shouldn't be here," she murmured. Ethan's irritation flared. "Step away from that." But she didn't. With a quiet motion, she shifted the painting slightly, revealing a small, hidden compartment behind it. Gasps filled the room. Ethan froze. "How did you?" Maria turned to him. And for the first time, she met his eyes fully. "Because," she said softly, "this used to be my home." Silence. Absolute, stunned silence. Ethan blinked. "That's impossible." Maria reached into the compartment and pulled out a small, worn photograph. She held it up. A younger version of herself, standing in this very hall, beside an older couple. Her parents. "This house belonged to my family," she said. "Before everything was taken from us." The air shifted. Ethan's confidence cracked. The story unfolded quickly after that. Years ago, Maria's family had lost the mansion in a legal battle, one that involved corporate manipulation, hidden contracts, and ruthless acquisitions. A company had swallowed their assets. That company was Ethan's. But he hadn't known. To him, it had just been another deal. Another victory. Another number on a balance sheet. But standing there, face to face with the human cost of that victory, something inside him broke. "I didn't know," he said quietly. Maria nodded. "I believe you." There was no anger in her voice. No accusation. Just truth. And somehow, that made it worse. Ethan looked around the room, the luxury, the admiration, the wealth, and for the first time, it felt empty. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Maria smiled faintly. "Sometimes," she said, "it's not about what you take, but what you choose to give back." The room remained silent. Not out of discomfort, but respect. And in that moment, the roles had reversed. The billionaire stood humbled. And the cleaner stood tall. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more stories of kindness. And if you've ever experienced a moment like this, share it in the comments. Your words might inspire someone else.